You still got pride when you show it to me. You still got fight when you give it to me. You still got pride when you show it to me. You still got fight. You still got pride when you show it to me. You still got fight when you give it to me. You still got pride when you show it to me. You still got fight. Forget who you were, forget what you see, because in the end it's just you and me and a terrible wind. So lie here and wait for the first thing to take, and the first thing to take. We're the warriors. Don't it know that it hurts? Well, if you are strong, look tall, you'll stand first. You'll never fall. We're the
Static Alice with Warriors. Now that was another heavy tune, and always a good way to kind of kick off the first few songs on the show. And man, that was solid. The vocals were really decent. I like them, like a little different than what I'm used to, but really cool. Like I love the flow of it. A good tune.
I think they're a fantastic band, actually, and I had no idea they were sitting there all on their own in Guernsey. I feel bad for them, almost. I feel like they should be, we should bring them over more regularly. I don't know. I'm guessing they run out of gigs pretty quickly in Guernsey. I went to Guernsey once on a. This is complete sidetrack, but I went to Guernsey, and the way to get there is to go on one of those planes that actually has propellers, like in the Second World War. And it's scary, like it shakes a lot. There's no Boeing going over to Guernsey. Anyway, all of that aside, that is a fantastic tune by a fantastic band. They actually remind me of a band that no one will have heard of, but there was a band about 10 or 15 years, 10 years ago probably, in Brighton called The Happiness, who were really big in Brighton, and they used to put on their own shows. They put on bands like the Maccabees, who went on to be really big, and part of the vocal delivery reminded me of The Happiness. So if anyone is from my era of living in Brighton and recognises that, then that might bring back some memories. For the rest of you that probably aren't and are listening globally, it's just a fantastic alternative, hard-hitting, rocky tune that kind of smashes you in the face a bit and really lines up nicely with Saint and Patchy that we played earlier. So fantastic choice, Ivan. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I've had quite a lot of conversations, as you can imagine, with the Static Alice about their style of music, and they said that no one can ever really pigeonhole what they do, because you can listen to 3 or 4 of their songs and they vary so much. They've been called a faster version of pop punk, pop rock, alternative rock. I said to me, they're just a downright good rock band. It's just that's what they are. And I say, ironically, they're called Static Alice because Dominique, the lead singer, is anything but static. She is very, very animated. Is normally out in the crowd. As I say, unbelievable. As I say, they've got a real. They really put on a fantastic live show as well as being a really, really good band. But as I say, you're right, it'd be great to get them over more often, but obviously they've all got full-time jobs over there. They all work for 4 different places, and getting the time off work all at the same time, and obviously the financial side of actually, as I say, getting over and doing the tour is a factor as well. But I think they're potentially looking at getting over here again early next year. From what I can gather, so
it'd be great to see them. I'm amazed that there's 4 different places to work in Guernsey. I thought there was just a massive spec savings. realise there was.
One of them used to work in the massive Specsavers, but actually none of the four now do. So
At least 1 in 4 people in Guernsey work at the Specsavers head office because it's huge. It's like half the island. It's like if you go there, and it's right near the airport as well. And if you go there, it's just a massive building that you don't realise it's just loads of people that work in the head office of a company that makes glasses. It's really bizarre.
Andre, the drummer, he was there, but say he's no longer there now. So yeah, as I say, as soon as we can get them back onto the mainland, I'll be first in the queue for tickets. I can tell you. So,
Fair play.
Okay, well, right on. You know what? I think we've asked just about all we can ask from you, Ivan, about Riftaf. I mean, unless there's anything we've forgotten.
No, I think we've pretty much covered everything really as to what it is and what it does, and yeah, that's fine.
Okay, well, right on. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say. I suppose the one thing that I did want to kind of ask you a little bit about was just so you mentioned this 3-day festival, this for the retired greyhound trails. I can't remember if you mentioned the name, but it's Sounds for Hounds, which I think our friend Juxter actually came up with, and it was voted number 1 of all the suggestions.
Yeah, we did a little poll, didn't we, and that came out on top.
Yeah, Sounds for Hounds. Just as soon as I heard that, I was like, that's the one. I hope everyone votes for it. But no, I was going to ask you just a bit more about the bands, because I know there's quite a range of different bands doing that and different locations and stuff like that. So I was just going to ask you a little bit more about that, just kind of give it another shout out and stuff, really, because I know this is probably the beginning of the few months of big promotion ahead of this.
Yeah, so
to get it in people's minds. So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as I say, we're doing Friday evening at the Gunners Pub in London, which is a standard Friday evening gig. So we're potentially squeezing about 6 bands in that night. Then we move on to an all-day gig over at a venue called Poco Loco in Chatham in Kent, and that's going to be on from 1 in the afternoon round till 1 in the evening. So we're looking at potentially around 15, I'd say, solo artists and bands at that one. And then we head down to our nearest one, which is down in Worthing, down at Bar 42 in Worthing, just outside of Brighton. On the all day on the Sunday, probably from around about 1:30 until around 10. So we're looking at probably around 10 or 11 bands on that one. So, and one of them is, I think, is going to be the next track that we're playing. It's certainly one of the ones I've submitted, which is a band called Dan Cox Blackbirds. They will be playing the Worthing show, so it'd be good to have them on board.
And apparently they're going to be re-recording this song because they had a few issues, but they commented. This was a comment on Facebook, but they said no, check out how it sounds tonight, and it'll be just a little different, but not too much. So I just want to throw that in because they did comment about it when the posts were put up about tonight's show. So just to get that out there, so people know what's going on.
That's lovely. That's great. Well, that's something I didn't know. So that's that's been an eye opener for me tonight. I saw that they put a post out earlier saying that the launch for this EP is being put back a little bit.
Right.
And so I think tonight is possibly a little bit of an exclusive. So
that's pretty much exactly what they said. So thank you, Ivan, for that. So let's rock out another tune here. This is Dan Cox and the Blackbirds. The song's called Stranger. Dig this.
Dirty pubs are places you don't frequent. You only run around the posh places in town. A night spent in a halogen lit bar. It's not my idea of a laugh, but you do it weekly. Oh, no surprise. I don't wanna know where you've been. I don't wanna know who you sent. I don't wanna know where you've been. I don't wanna know who you're seeing now.
Ben Cox and the Blackbirds with Stranger. Now, this one reminded me actually a lot of the Strokes, to be honest with you. It was a good, solid tune, but that was the kind of the influence I picked up from it. I mean, like, really cool, though, like, kind of like indie, you know, early to late 70s with a little bit of 60s in there, a little bit of 90s influence. Like, it was really cool. I dug the song.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. The more I listen to them, the more I sort of pick up on. Because you're right, some of the vocal delivery and the backing vocals has got almost like a 60s rock pop thing going on. And then, yeah, there's a little bit of that kind of, what do we call it the other week? Naughty, no, not naughty, early noughties, naughty 90s.
Yeah, naughty 90s.
Yeah, naughty 90s. There's a bit of that going on and kind of everything in between, and yeah, a little bit of the Strokes and everything. I was just saying offline, I really, really like these guys. I actually like them enough that I booked them for a show I'm putting on, which is an all-day festival that we're putting on in Brighton in November, which I'm going to be shouting about big time over the next few months, but probably more so nearer the time because it's a way off yet. Although tickets are available and it's less than 6 months to go. But yeah, just to give a quick plug, I'll tweet the link. But I like that, you know, I wanted to do a kind of big celebration of Brighton bands and just the different kind of bands you get, and these guys really stood out to me, so I was really delighted that they agreed to play it. I think they're quite a young band as well, aren't they, Ivan? I don't think they're...
Yeah, I think they're very late teens, early 20s. They are young. As I say, I mean, their influences they cite as it's quite varied, really. Arctic Monkeys, Joy Division, Blur, The Smiths. But so they're very, very wide tastes. But yeah, yeah, absolutely. As I say, I pick up on the Strokes thing as well. So as I say, it's as I was saying to you off air, Mike, it's probably a little bit different to most of the stuff that I would listen to, but I think it's got a really, really, really nice tune to it, and I really like it.
Right on. Well,
I agree.
What we're going to do, Ivan, is we're going to get through the songs you submitted and keep you on to do some commenting with us. So the next one you picked, they sent us, was a band. It is a band called Icarus Falls. Oh, the song's called Venom. So I want to give us a little background on that one.
I met Icarus Falls for the very first time at our last Brighton networking evening, and the plan was that we were going to play a little bit of background music while